Martha.
Mita, thank you for being here. I appreciate all the insights, and some of your stories are like, oh yeah, I've been there. I've been that, or I've had to deal with that. So um, I'm a recovering micromanager, and like maybe many of you are, but one of the things I found out is as I started my journey to not being that, it was very liberating. It was tough at first because you have to trust the people that are there to do their job and give them the reins. But I did find out that it's very liberating, and it takes a huge weight off our shoulders to step back a little bit and let people do their thing. And however, on the flip side, like you've got this pendulum that goes totally 180, where you're so hands off that you don't do the leadership piece that you really should be doing. So how do you walk that line of staying hands off, so to speak, but still being able to input when you need to? And is it a matter of asking questions? Is it, I don't know.
Macro management, right? I talk about that in the book, swinging from one end to the other, where you're disengaged and you're giving people, as a leader, way too much freedom. They don't have enough coaching. I think it's about setting expectations from the start and accountability. Okay. We have a deadline for a client in 2 months. Here's the inputs, but more importantly, the outputs. Like, here's what I expect from the output. Let me be clear on that. So I don't have to micromanage the inputs necessarily. And then to do check-ins often. I think what's really interesting is, when do we fall into micromanagement is when someone's not performing. And so that's what we watch for. If you as a leader have set clear guidelines, inputs, outputs, you are checking in, you are communicating clearly, and the person still cannot meet those objectives, there's either an issue that they're in the wrong role, they weren't trained properly, or they're just not in the right place, as we talked about earlier. Everyone's meant to do great things, just not on the team. So I would watch for that as well. Thanks for that question. And I love the self-awareness.
Yeah. Your discussion about, not doing the hustle, so to speak. I'm a chair for a nonprofit board of directors, and I have a market director that reports to me and reports to the board. And I just had the conversation with him this morning, and I said, I really appreciate you accounting every month. At the end of the month, beginning of the month, he sends me a sheet that accounts for his time. And I said, I really appreciate it, but I'm noticing, I noticed you don't have any days where you didn't take off.
Yeah.
You were, even if it was only an hour or half hour or whatever, you didn't allow yourself time. And I said, I'd really like for you to make sure you're allowing yourself at least a day when it works for you to be able to recharge and regroup. So I appreciate that conversation.
I love that. Thank you.